Prepare to get gas because it's time for the Week in Gear. This week, Epiphone get greedy again with some truly crazy pricing, and Rancid singer and guitarist Lars Fredriksson teams up with ESP again to give us a more affordable, punky signature Viper. Oh, and there's an Ed Sheeran pedal as well. This show is brought to you by Guitar Auctions at Gardner Holgate. More about them in a little bit. Okay, let's kick off this week's most exciting gear releases with a guitar. If you like big jazz boxes and you cannot lie, you're in for a treat because Harmony have just reissued the Harmony H62, and it's got a lot to like. With the original 1950s models going for up to $2,500, you'll be pleased to know that this reissue is coming in at around $850. This jazz and blues hollow body is built in Korea and features a spruce top and flame maple back and sides with a single cutaway, of course. It's got a maple neck for the 12-inch radius rosewood fretboard and medium jumbo frets. The neck has a rather modern C profile, but not actually a modern C profile, and a scale length of 25.5 inches, which means even though it looks quite Gibson, it'll feel more Fender. There are also some lovely pearl block inlays, cream binding, a Tunematic bridge with a rosewood base, and a chrome trapeze tailpiece. What else? Chrome butterbean vintage tuners, which sounds like they're straight out of Harry Potter, and a tortoise shell pickguard. As for electrics, there are two Harmony-designed pickups that look like P13s, but I can't be sure, and I contacted Harmony, and they just said that they were single coils voiced to be warm, and would not say if they were P90s or P13s, or anything with a P in it. There's a three-way switch on this little taut plate that I think is very cute, and 2-volume and 2-tone black Bakelite knobs. Adding to that 2-tone vintage sunburst is a gorgeous tortoiseshell pickguard. Or as it says on my prompter, pickguard. There are lots of cool little touches on the H62 that set it aside from a Gibson L5 or an Epiphone Broadway, such as that cute little plate under the pickup selector and the sort of teardrop F-holes, which I think are great, and I didn't notice them at first. Also, this modern H62 has a truss rod, which the original vintage one didn't. Now, I know this guitar isn't for everybody, but if you are looking for a big old jazz box, or you want something that's just pretty and a little bit different, then this H62 from Harmony should be pretty appealing. At number 4 this week is another hella fancy big guitar, the limited edition Chris Rocha Signature from Gretsch. Now, this is a seriously classy looking guitar, and it's not actually that much bigger than a Les Paul, but it's got loads of bling that makes it somehow seem bigger, and bigger's better, right? Maybe. In fact, let's just have a moment of silence to appreciate how good looking this guitar is. Anyway, the Chris Rocha Broadkaster Junior center block in vintage white has a maple body with a spruce center block and a thin U maple neck. The 12-inch radius fretboard is made of rosewood and has 22 medium jumbo frets with pearloid thumbnail inlays. Very, very Gretsch. And the nut is Graphtec Newbone. As for pickups, there are two high-sensitive Filtertron pickups. It's got master volume with a treble bleed circuit. There's a master tone and individual pickup volume controls and a 3-way position pickup selector switch. Again, pretty standard for Gretsch, but there's something about this guitar that makes it seem special. There's an anchored Adjustomatic bridge, locking tuners, strap locks, gold hardware, gold sparkle binding, and who could miss that gold Bigsby B70 vibrato tailpiece with a gold wire handle? I love gold! But actually I don't. Gold hardware usually makes me gip, but on a white Gretsch, it just works. Let's talk money. Chris and Gretsch have put this into the Electromatic range, meaning it's on the more affordable end of Gretsch's catalogue. And while the Gretsch White Falcon will set you back around $4,000, and the Gretsch White Penguin will cost around $3,500, this, I think, equally gorgeous white and gold Gretsch is only $1,299, which I know is still a fair chunk of change, but I would hope that that price indicates top of the range of the less expensive side of Gretsch. Oh, one more thing. It is limited edition, so if you are tempted, links are in the video description. Before we get to number 3 on the list, it's now time to talk about this week's sponsor, guitar auctions at Gardner Holgate. Gardner Holgate have hundreds of guitars, amps, and pedals available in their 4-day auction starting on the 5th of March. And I've picked some of my favorites to share with you in this sponsor slot. If you're looking for something Fender, you're in luck because there are so many at this auction and there are starting bids of like £260. But my pick of this Fender lot is this 2009 Custom Shop 57 Strat. It's relict, it's blue, and it's starting at £1,200. That is a dangerous price for someone who's just window shopping. They've also got guitars that are owned by celebrity musicians, maybe heroes of yours. And my pick of those this week is this acoustic, which was played on stage by James Dean Bradfield of the Manic Street Preachers. That's got a starting bid of £800. Nothing. On day 2 of the auction, they have amps, and choosing something here is super difficult, but as a Nirvana fan, there's a 1980s Mesa Boogie Studio 22 amp going for between £400 and £600 as a starting estimate. And this is really just the tip of the iceberg. So have a look at the catalogue at guitar-auctions.co.uk to see all the things they've got up this month. And if you want to see them in action, you can check out the Guitar Auctions YouTube channel in the link in the video description. Go on, off you go. I'm looking at the catalogue for next week. Ooh. By the way, if you're enjoying this weekly show, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Double thumbs again. So more people get to see it in the future, and then the show grows and I can do more of them. Thank you! Third on the list this week, a guitar that, according to its namesake, is so good and so cheap that you don't have to steal it. You want it? You got it. Yes, it's another signature guitar, but this time from LTD, and the artist is Lars Fredriksson from Rancid. I went to see them live. They were amazing. I met them. There was a fight, and Rancid stopped the whole show, and anyway, yeah, it was great. Anyway, the guitar is called the Volsung 200, and it's a more budget version of his signature Viper. We're talking mahogany body, a 24 3/4 inch scale length, 3-piece mahogany set neck with a 13 3/4 inch radius roasted Jatoba fretboard. It's finished in black satin with all black hardware, and it looks like an absolute riff machine. This neck is also a thin U and has 22 extra jumbo frets, big old fretty boys, and 2 ESP LH150 pickups, which are apparently the budget versions of his signature pickups. I don't know, I've never played the more expensive version. The Volsung 200 also has a Tunematic bridge and stop tail and got white binding on the neck. As Lars himself said, it's lightweight and easier to throw around on stage, and it's coming in at around $700, which is one of the cheapest ESP LTD Vipers you can get, I believe. Feel free to correct me in the comments section. Now, I used to find ESP Vipers appalling due to it being, sort of a squished SG. But the more Vipers I see, and also the Harley Benton ones, the more I like them, and they're becoming more appealing to me. They don't look like a misshapen SG anymore. They look like their own thing, and I for sure would love to have a go on this and feel just how light it is, and check out those riffs. Speaking of riffs, if you want to knock out some Rancid riffs, or you just fancy a lightweight black guitar, links, as always, are in the video description. And number 2 this week is something absolutely mind-boggling from Epiphone. In collaboration with the Gibson Custom Shop, Epiphone bring us the Inspired by Gibson Custom 1963 Firebird 5 and 1963 Firebird 1. Now, before I get into it, let it first be known that I love the look of all of these. I really dig Firebirds, and the color choices here are really fun. But are you ready for the price? Drum roll, please! The Epiphone 1963 Firebird I will set you back around $1,400, and the Epiphone 1963 Firebird V, the one with 2 pickups, around $1,800, euros, pounds, wherever you are in the world. It's a lot. It's almost $2,000. What? What planet are we living on? Honestly, I don't care if they have collaborated with the Gibson Custom Shop. And what does that mean anyway? Is it someone from Epiphone shared a steak dinner with someone from Gibson and they took a napkin and scrawled specs with gravy on the napkin and then plucked a price from thin air that they figured guaranteed to piss people off? Sorry for the language. I feel quite strongly about this. I will give you the specs, of course. Both models feature a 9-ply mahogany and walnut neck through and solid mahogany wings. The necks are 24 3/4 inch scale length, as it's a Gibson, and 22 frets on that 12-inch radius Indian laurel fretboard. Not rosewood, Indian laurel, $1,400 and $1,800. Both have Kluson planetary geared banjo tuners, because they're Firebirds, and the Firebird I has one Alnico 5 Gibson USA Firebird mini humbucker, and the Firebird V has 2 of those. You know what? I'm going to stop there, as the specs are just pretty standard for an Epi Firebird. There's no nitro finish. It's Indian laurel fretboard, excuse me. Yeah, they've got Gibson pickups. Yes, they've got CTS pots and Switchcraft output jacks, but that doesn't justify the price. And I'm really, really done with Epiphone and their price points. And if you, for some reason, want to support these rip-offs with your wallet, I'll put a link in the video description. And yes, it's an affiliate link, and I benefit if you click it and buy something, but I urge you to spend your money elsewhere. I think the latest Epiphone stuff is insane. So don't buy this guitar in this case. It does actually come with a case. I don't get it. It was only last week that PRS brought out a sub $500 guitar that Epiphone could easily achieve. And these should be coming in at, what, $799 and $999, maybe? But no, Epiphone are trying to make the Epiphone brand more elite, and I really don't think it'll work. I really don't. I think we'll see less people playing Epiphones. And yes, you can still get Epiphone Les Paul standards at, what, $699, but surely you'd want, or Epiphone would want everybody playing a Firebird and then price it accordingly. I don't get it. A Gibson Firebird can set you back almost $7,000 new, but that doesn't mean that these Epiphones are good value. I know I'm ranting, and I know that I should look at this like, if you don't like it, then don't buy it, you know, just keep scrolling. But I can't leave it there because, frankly, at this point, Epiphone are taking the absolute PISS. I can't say it twice. And I won't stand for it. I also won't sit for it. One more chance. I am really looking forward to the Dave Grohl Epiphone signature, and hopefully that will be more something I can support. Pick of the week. Right, at number 1 this week, Ed Sheeran has released 2 looper pedals. Yes, Ed Sheeran, in collaboration with Headrush and In Time Audio, and they missed out on an absolute trick by not calling them the Ed Rush. I think that's brilliant. Anyway, if you don't know, Ed Sheeran is the world's most popular singer-songwriter, and he can do an entire stadium show with just his voice, a guitar, and a looper pedal. And this means he can record loops of his playing and loops of his singing and get percussion stuff going from the guitar, basically making him look like a right clever geezer. Now, I've seen Edward using Boss loopers in the past, but now he's designed 2 loop workstations aimed at 2 very different looping jobs. The Looper Plus is the smaller, more affordable of the 2, and it's a portable dual-track pedal. It's got an LCD color display, aluminium pedals, and an additional LED loop status ring. It also has 32-bit audio and a custom DSP, thanks to Headrush. Headrush. It's got connections for an instrument such as a guitar, it's got a mic XLR input, an external foot switch connection, USB for loading and saving loops, MIDI for controlling stuff, and that instrument input is stereo and it's stereo output. You can also power this little beast with AA batteries. This is the looper that most people will buy if they're into buying an Ed Sheeran looper. However, if looping is the main staple of your act, or you want it to be, then you might want to look at the Looper X, the true beast of the two. And this might actually be the ultimate looper. I know that's rather YouTube thumbnail, but looking at the specs, it really seems to do it all. Seems to. Haven't tested it myself. The first thing that's very clear from the Looper X and the Looper Plus is that they have at least partly been designed by an actual musician that would use it and use all the functions, rather than trying to see how much DSP you can stick in a big box with loads of pedals on it. Apart from being battery powered, this Looper X has everything the Looper Plus has, plus seemingly all the connections you could ever want, plus onboard effects and presets for guitars, vocals, percussion, and more, and things. And actually, probably the best way to explain this is, you know how a multi-effect usually has some kind of looper in it? Well, this is a looper that has some kind of multi-effects in it. It's around the other way. Now, way back in the early 2000s, when I lived in Swansea, I used to go out as a looping guitarist and singer, and the pedal that I'd based my rig around was the Akai Headrush, and a mixer and a lot of pedals. And the Looper X would seem to do it all and make it easier, but possibly make it less fun, but also more reliable, one would hope, because that was a heck of a rig. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that the Looper X looks absolutely perfect for looping enthusiasts. Like him or not, Ed Sheeran puts the guitar in front of more audiences than most bands these days. And if you want to loop like Ed and get yourself an Ed Rush, the Looper Plus will set you back at around $300, and the Looper X a whopping $1,300. But if you want to be serious about looping, that could be worth it. Thank you to the wonderful people that support this show on Patreon. Their names are on screen now. Hello. And also thanks to the lovely ones showing their support right here on YouTube. Their names are also coming up on the screen. Hello. If you would like your name up in lights, then click the join button right here on YouTube, or visit my Patreon link, which is in the video description. And as always, here's an extra special bonus shout out and thanks to the top tier members. Sarang Narayan, PQ Deads, Dustin Barney, Gary O'Neill, Josh Tanberg, Chris Huff, Doug Badgett, Unlinta Boston, Boom Shakalaka, da. This prank is officially sponsored by Jason Welch. Like that one. Buzzle, he's the man. Michael Lerner, Blue, Hugh, G, Rection. Thank you to my top tier members. You make my cereal crunchy. Go ahead and click there to subscribe. Comment on your pick of the week down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Tatty bye.